Hey guys, long time no see. Today we are house hunting, so I wanted to take you guys through that. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back, guys. I know it's been long, but yeah, I want to take you guys through this process. Yeah, we're trying to move places, so we're trying to view some houses. I'll show you what that looks like. So let's dive right in. I'm going to be using this time also as like a catch-up session just to let you guys know why we are moving after just renting our house for a year. It's nothing serious. It's just that we're looking for somewhere that has a double car garage because the single car garage is really narrow for the cars, a really tight space. And just I think we're looking for an extra bathroom, but yeah, nothing too serious. So this first house we're looking at, I couldn't really like record properly because the people were still in the house, and I think the lady was also like following us upstairs. So BJ was telling me to stop recording, as you can see, so that she doesn't see. But I mean, I like to record when I go do these viewings, so I can look back at the video and see what the house looked like properly, because these images don't always show you enough of how the space really is. So I like looking back on my videos that I record so that I can see and critique the house properly, at another time. But yeah, this house wasn't too bad. Just that the dining area was extremely tight for our 8-seater dining table, and we wouldn't have anywhere to put Ellie's playpen. So that was why that place didn't seem like it would work. This house was over budget, but we just said, hey, let's just go have a look at it, because I mean, we just enjoy also viewing houses. So we said, let's just check it out anyways and see why it is 3.8. What is making it worth that amount of money? Off the bat, we could see it was a really good space, a nice dining space. And then, on the ground floor here, I spotted a bedroom, which I haven't seen in any of the houses that we've viewed in Barrie. So I found that quite interesting. There was, a nice little room down here with its own ensuite bathroom. So we were like, oh, this would be a perfect space for BJ's office, so he doesn't have to, take up one of the rooms upstairs. So that would be really, really convenient for us. The living space, kitchen space, everything was perfect. At this point, I was already wondering how many rooms were upstairs, because I'm already seeing one room downstairs, you get? So yeah, also this time around, we were also looking for a house that maybe could have an office space, because there are some houses that do have, the office space downstairs. The previous house had an office downstairs. This space upstairs is also one of the reasons why this house is that price, because I mean, you can use this as another living room or playroom or possibly even an office, but the preference would be an office that is more private and closed off with a door, so that BJ isn't really getting disturbed with the noise and stuff of us and whatever it is we're doing in the house. So that was something we were hoping to find. I mean, it's not a deal breaker, but if it's if we can find that in a house, that would be a huge bonus. So yeah, we came off upstairs. We've already seen one room that has an ensuite, and basically there's 4 rooms up here and 3 full baths, because that room had an ensuite. There's already another bathroom here in the hall, and the master bedroom has its own bathroom as well. So total in the house, that would be 4 full bathrooms in the house, which is pretty impressive. The room sizes were all very, very good sizes, bigger than the sizes that we have here for like our 2 smaller rooms, because our master bedroom here is huge, and the second bedroom is also quite big. So it's just like the 3rd and 4th room that are quite small, and these rooms were already bigger than our 2 small rooms, so that was already nice. But once again, let's not entertain somewhere that we're not even going to be able to get, because 3.8 is really high. It's way over budget. So I mean, where we are now, we're paying 3.1, so we're trying to find something similar or hopefully something even less at 3K or max 3.2. So 3.8 was way over budget. So yeah, we said we're not even gonna really entertain it, but it was nice to view. The bathroom was also really nice and spacious, which we don't have in our current place. I mean, it's not a deal breaker, but it's a nice bonus to have, you know, a bit more space and not as, you know, a narrow space that we have in our current house. Also, I realized another thing I didn't do the first time in a house hunting video was show any basements. So yeah, these houses, they all have basements here in Canada. So most of them are all unfinished, and you really want to find a place with an unfinished basement, because then you know that the whole house is yours. But if it tends to be a finished basement and there's a separate door, you know, to access the house, like how this door is here now, and it would be a finished basement, then the landlord would most likely be renting that basement out, and we wouldn't really like that kind of situation, to have someone living downstairs. And also because we have a lot of stuff that we're already storing in the basement, and also it's kind of like a partial gym, because we're slowly starting to build up some gym stuff down there, so that space is also being used for that. So if we didn't have a basement, then we don't know where we would put all those things. And definitely not the garage, because hello, we're also looking for a double car garage to be able to not be so snug as it is right now, and narrow with with one car. So yeah, preference would be to have an unfinished basement that we have access to, so we can put all our stuff that we have currently and not have to share a basement with someone else, if you get what I mean. And I also feel like when you're having someone that's living in the basement, you're kind of a bit wary about how you're living upstairs. Like, you're now like, obviously you don't want to be mean and be like making noises and stuff, but when I'm doing my workout videos up here, I'm like jumping and doing a lot of activity, or just other little things with kids running around. You're just like, this person downstairs is going to be hearing all of this, or if the person downstairs has pets or is a smoker, you know, that is going to waft up into your own space. But just bottom line, you don't want that. This house now is another house that was way over budget and we're just here coming to just view for shits and giggles, just to see, oh, let's see what this house looks like that is, you know, 4K. Honestly, like, it was let me not say it was worth the 4K, but it could have been like 3,006 or so, but the house was really nice. It was really nice and bright, because there was like all these really huge windows all around the house, letting in all this natural light. And hey, bonus, it had an office, as you can see, that I just came out of. It had an office downstairs, which we already loved. The living space was really nice and spacious. Also the kitchen, I just was like, wow, like nice and bright. I love, you know, white kitchens. I love, you know, white cabinets. I'm not like a fan of like the brown and the, you know, the dark wood cabinets. I prefer like a white kitchen. So this was like, oh, nice and bright. And it doesn't really show you on the video, but like when you're there, like in person, it was definitely very, very nice and bright, extremely bright at one point. So, and then they had this nice garden space, as you can see, and it seems like the landlord had like maybe like a fire pit that they had back there, because there was like a little like square patch of something that they might have had there, which kind of eats up the space a bit, which wasn't too nice. And then over here you have like 2 cook closets, which I don't think was necessary. Like something like a pantry would have been very, you know, helpful there. And you know, sometimes with my videos when I'm recording, guys, I can see that sometimes I don't record like an area well. It's because when I'm recording these houses, I'm also looking at the house and not even looking at the video I'm recording on the phone. So that's why sometimes I miss certain things, because I'm not even watching it properly. So that's why I feel like, you know, next time when I'm doing this, I should probably go and walk around and view the house properly first before even starting to record the video, so I know that I've taken everything in, and then I can record the video. So as I know you guys can't see this properly, but this upper level of the house, the ceiling was quite low, not like too low, but like when you were downstairs you could see that there was a lot of good height, like the ceiling was really high, and that clearly ate into the height on the upper floor, because it felt not so much for me, but BJ didn't like the height and he felt like a bit claustrophobic in this space. But and then because as I'm recording, I'm not even showing it properly, but there was a definite obvious difference with the height level downstairs compared to upstairs. But aside from that, like everything else looked really nice, still nice and bright, huge windows everywhere, as you can see upstairs. Even this bathroom here with that huge window right there next to the toilet, which she said that you definitely have to always have your blinds when you're in that bathroom. You have to have your blinds down because that's a bit much, and that's like at the front of the house too. So this second room, also I loved this room because I just loved how the windows just kind of went all around the sides there, letting in tons of natural light. And this room was linked to the other room, so let's just say bedroom 3 and 4, with the Jack and Jill bathroom. So that makes it 3 full bathrooms in this house. So yeah, this room would be the smallest room, but still a very, very good sized bedroom. So this is the link here with the Jack and Jill bathroom, which is always a nice touch. You know, both bedrooms have access to this. If no one's even living in the other bedroom, the person here would have this all to themselves, and you can just close off that door. And I like that the Jack and Jill had a window, because sometimes when you have these bathrooms, there isn't really a window anywhere, so it's kind of, you know, dark. All you just have is your light bulb that is in there. But yeah, it's really nice to have the window there. And there is also a door in the basement here that leads to the garden, which was the first time we've seen that, which was pretty interesting. House number 4, guys. This house was my least favorite house. I didn't like anything about this house, and the house had a smell. The house had a smell that I didn't like. I mean, obviously, you could possibly air that out, but the space itself just wasn't working. Yeah, it was nice that it had this area here that is the dining space, and then it had a little den here, but it was an open den, so we just felt like, once again, that's not really usable for an office. So what would that be? A play area? But we like the play area in an area where we can actually watch what Eliana is doing, not away from the living space. This kitchen and living room was smaller than what we're even in currently, so that off the bat I was like, yeah, this isn't gonna work out, because I'm not gonna come and, you know, downgrade where we're already coming from with something that's smaller, especially if this is somewhere that we want to be for the next couple of years. It has to at least tick majority of the boxes of what it is that we're looking for. And the rooms, oh my goodness, this first room, so there were 5 bedrooms. This is a 5-bedroom house, like you can see in the start of the house. But such an awkward flow of this room, like the layout, like, and then we were like, if anything, that would most likely be the office space, because putting a bed in there is just awkward. And the second room over here, this was the second largest room, first being the master bedroom. So this was the second largest room, which was not too bad. But then the other 2 rooms now were really, really small, and they all sharing this 1 bathroom. So this is a 2-bathroom house, guys. So 4 bedrooms are sharing one bathroom. Come on. Like, what is that? And this is a house full of kids. This is a house full of kids. Maybe that's where the smell is coming from. I don't know. But you can see 2 toddler beds in here. There's already that other room with a little bed. And there's a crib up in this master bedroom. So there's a baby or another, like, you know, still fairly young toddler in this bed here. How many kids are we counting up in this house already? And even like when I went into the master bathroom, I don't know if I recorded it, but we're gonna go in there now. There's you know, a baby bathtub that is in the bath, which was making me still believe that the child that is there is still quite a young one, a baby. I said a baby, not like 1+ or something. Still under 1, definitely. But yeah, this house was not working. It was not working at all. This house number 5, oh god, house number 5. As you can see, house number 5 price is now saying 3K. This house, when we were viewing it, was 3,650, and now the price has dropped to 3K because this house was the biggest catfish that we saw. One red flag already is that the landlord is living in the basement. No one wants to live in that situation when your landlord is downstairs. And as soon as we even finished viewing the house, like the landlord was already calling, the agent was already calling and saying that obviously the landlord is asking, how was it? Did we like the house? This house, from the images, everything was like maybe when the house was in its prime. And the house was also furnished in the pictures with the landlord clearly when they were living in it, and it looked so good. But now, like, the house was severely worn down. This dining, obviously, I liked the would I even call that skirting, or that bottom paneling or something. I like that feature there, like, but I mean that cannot be the only thing. The pool, oof. This too, the pictures, it was in its prime in the pictures. Now, like, even the deck was so worn out that parts of it when we were stepping on it were like about to like come out. Like, we had to tread carefully because it didn't seem like it was gonna hold weight in some of the areas. Like here with that one with the lighter wood was clearly has replaced what has broken. Like, it was very unstable. Pool was dead. There was so much abandoned junk down there as well that a lot of stuff needs to be cleaned out, and this would clearly be an office space. But what we were viewing was clearly just 3 bedrooms, these 2 rooms here, and then a master bedroom, and this bathroom and the master bath. So it's technically a 3-bed 2-bath house, but this man is listing it as a 4-bed house. Is he trying to count that office as the 4th bed? Because that is not a bedroom. That is just like some square space with the 2, double glass door there. At this point, as soon as we walked into the bathroom, BJ was like, yeah, we've seen enough. We've seen enough. It's time to go. This is definitely not the house for us. This house was another one that I was really interested in seeing because the pictures were really nice, but we kind of had to cancel this one out because someone was already living in the basement, and the person's car, as you can see, was already parked on the driveway because they said that the person will be sharing the driveway with us. Like, come on, how does that work? People that have the full house, I feel like should be the ones that own obviously you should have your whole driveway. If it's a double car garage, you should have the entire driveway. What if I have 2 cars? Where do you want me to, if I'm parking my 2 cars in my garage, you can't be on the driveway as well. So it doesn't work. This house seems to have been recently renovated, which is why I really like the pictures, and I was like, oh, I like to see what this looks like in person. It was really, really nice. The finishing and everything, they done a really good job. But it was also a situation with, when you have like extra space and you're like, what would I use this space for? Like, how would I furnish this house? Which is this space on this right side of the house. I mean, yeah, the first part here can be a dining, but this one up front, some could do like another formal living, but I'm not at that stage in my life to be having a formal living space for no reason, when it's literally just me and my husband and our baby 365 days of the year. Who are we expecting that we're having a formal living? So this house, this upstairs area here, seeing that we've been viewing houses that have these huge windows that let in so much light. Obviously this is a smaller window. It wasn't like it was not letting in enough light, it just didn't give the same vibe, even though these are still very decent sized rooms. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just the windows kind of threw me off. And then there's just one bathroom here for all these 3 rooms, so this house is just 2 full baths, even though the master bathroom was also really nice, because it's been renovated. I really like the bathroom, but it's not because of that bathroom that I'll not be taking this house when there's someone in the basement. So yeah, this was nice to view, but definitely not a contender because someone is in the basement. So yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video so far and enjoying me chat all this stuff. But yeah, we have so many more houses to show you guys, so that's why this video is part 1. I think we have about 3 parts because we've been viewing a lot of places. We're trying to look for the perfect home for us since we're going to be there for the next couple years. So we will see you guys in part 2.